Hey there, konnichiwa minasan, it's Gray from Wakazashi's Tea House over in Japan. I hope you're good and genki. Okay, I want to talk about Letters page, the Reader's Letters page in Amazing Spider-Man. This one, the brand new issue, which came out last week on Wednesday. It's issue 21 of Zeb Wells' run. Been a bit controversial. A lot of people have dropped out. A lot of people are sick of what's going on. I mean, just look at the cover for a start. We've taken 21 issues to get here. This is it, the story arc you've been waiting for. Anyway, so what I want to talk about is they've started basically redoing the letters page. It's just one page. It used to be 2 pages, but only 1 page now. And they print supposedly the fans' letters, the readers' letters. But I tell you what, it's like positive. It's more positive than me. It's ridiculous. The ones they print are just raving over the issues and raving over the run. So it makes you wonder. I wonder how many letters they actually get, and how many are they altering them at all? Are they editing them? Are they even writing them, or are these real, genuine letters? Because I know you could say, yeah, come on, Gray, don't be so cynical. But I've heard, or I've read, and I've got it on good authority, that in the past, the editors or some people who put together the columns would not so much completely make up letters, but they would rewrite readers' letters. Of course, lots of editing, take out grammar mistakes and spelling mistakes. But I got this from Mark Evanier. If you've read his blog, he keeps a really good comic blog. He used to be an editor, a writer as well. He writes co-writer of Gru, the wonderful Gru by Sergio Aragonés. So great, by the way. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to read from, as I say, the letters page from this latest issue of Amazing Spider-Man, and also, where are we? Over here. Compare it with some of the letters which were many years ago. They were received for issue 3 of The Amazing Spider-Man back in the 1960s. That's right. So I thought it'd be quite interesting to compare them. So please keep watching and listen to the letters and let me know what you think in the comments. Okay, here we go. Webslingers, what a great time to be a new subscriber. It's easy to see that Dark Web is shaping up to be epic. And while I have no choice but to buy all these other books just to keep up until February, I'm actually loving the fact that I get to go to the comic store every single week now to pick up the latest installment of this epic crossover. I had the pleasure of meeting Brother Zeb at LA Comic Con a couple of weeks ago, and what a stellar guy he is. Makes me want to root for this ASM run even more. Hey Spidey crew, man, I know I write you guys all the time, but I just gotta tell you that I'm loving Dark Web. Ben Reilly looks super cool as Chasm, probably one of the coolest looking costume designs that I have seen since, well, Venom. And speaking of Venom, man, do I love the dumbed down, brain-eating, spider-hating bad guy. Ah, the good old days. Also, can I say that I love Ed McGuinness? I love Ed McGuinness, big fan, super fan, all the way back to them Deadpool days. 15 issues in, and this is by far my favourite Spidey run. Keep it up, guys, and thanks so much for the good times. Okay, just one more. Hey, Spidey team, let me just say that issue 16 is what I would deem a perfect issue. Great story and dialogue from Wells, phenomenal art from McGuinness. Please keep him on permanent rotation along with JRJR and Gleason. Great inks by Cliff, dazzling colours from Marcio, and bombastically brilliant lettering from Joe. During the Spidey Chasm fight, I lost it when that innocent, though possessed, goofy-looking scooter was utilised as a weapon. What does this have to do with me? Haha. More of this, please. This is what a great comic book needs. Great job and God bless. Okay, just want to read a little bit from the editor, Nick Lowe's opening paragraph here. Listen to this, it's quite interesting. He's talking about the storyline and the fans' letters. In issue 895, we found Peter in a crater and Mary Jane with 2 kids. So this storyline, almost a year later, wow, has Zeb filling in those blanks in high style. I'm super excited about the story, though a little trepidatious because I know that many of you, like me, have strong feelings and attachments to these characters. This next part is what's interesting. All I can say is that everyone working on this book takes it super seriously and cares deeply about the characters. The only thing we care more about is telling an exciting and great story. Anyway, enough from me. Tons of you have written in about ASM in the last few months since we've ran a letters page. What do you think? So we've got the editor Nick Lowe saying, how much they all care about the characters, how much they care about the story, because obviously they've been getting a lot of flack, a lot of criticism, which they don't print in the letters page. Of course not. They only print the really positive letters. I mean, these letters are quite incredible. Okay, I'm going to read just from a couple of letters from issue 3 of Spider-Man back in 1963, I think this was. So, of course, there are positive letters too, but they're much more kind of positive, with the proper criticism. But let me read a couple of the negative letters, which you just don't see anymore. They never print them. They only print the, you are amazing in the new issues of Spider-Man, when they actually do print some of the letters. Okay, here's one. I'm just going to read a brief part of the first one. This is talking about Amazing Spider-Man issue 1, which came out again, 1963. Dear Stan and Steve, the Amazing Spider-Man issue 1 was quite good as first issues go, and in comparison to other first issues edited by you two, it was great. In The Spider-Man, you have a hero that really reaches out to the hearts of the readers. His financial state, his social life, and his acceptance as a superhero are all things that make this guy appealing. And oh, how I hate that J. Jonah Jameson. I can't really say that I know a fictional character that I've hated so much. Of course, being as I hate him, I have to put in a good word for him. Like, how can the reading public believe what this guy writes? I can understand how a few, or even a majority, might have sided with him after his first editorial. And it's understandable that as each new masterpiece on his part came off the press, that his following might increase. But when Spider-Man saves this bum's son, and then he turns around and claims that Spider-Man is a headline grabber, come on. And then he goes on to say, the costume of Spider-Man is quite good looking, and it's second only to Thor as costumes go. Thanks for your time and your fine publication. Now, first of all, what a difference in the language in the letters, compared to the new issues letters which I've read, which are just basically saying, this is cool, this is amazing, wow, that's great, I love it. Okay, let's read one more. Here we go. Dear Stan and Steve, having read almost as many stories as you have written, I feel my opinion is as good as the next fellow's. Meaning to say that your startling story in issue 1 of Spider-Man was terrific. But may I ask, what in the world did you do to the second part? Is he so different that nothing can go his way? Your next issue is supposed to be great, but if more of your fans, such as I, feel this way after reading the first issue, well, I don't think I'd waste my good money on another copy like the first. Having read as many of your great stories as I have, I'd just like to know which side of the bed you got up on to finish a good story, such as Spider-Man, the way you did. Good luck on your next issue. I have a feeling you'll need it. And that was by Margaret, who wrote in. And their reply is, 'Twas an interesting letter, Maggie, although we still can't decide whether you're for us or against us. Okay, so let me read one of the very positive ones as well, just to compare. But we've got two there. They're both pretty positive. They're both praising parts of the story, but they're also criticising other parts. This is the last one. It's a short one. Dear Stan and Steve, your new Spider-Man mag is the greatest. Your title logo is striking and appropriate. I missed this trial issue in Amazing Fantasy, and you can give me 50 lashes with a wet noodle for this. His costume is superb. His powers are confined, not branched out like some heroes who can do anything. He is the only hero of this new age of comics that is hunted by the law. I heard that in the golden age of comics, almost all superheroes were. Here's to Spider-Man's running 50 years in his own comic. Okay, so that's it for the letters from the two issues. Of course, one from many, many, many years ago, issue 3, and the latest issue, issue 21, which is, I think, legacy number, is it 915 or 16? I've kind of lost count. So, which letters do you think were the more honest, the more realistic, the more most likely to have been written by real readers, real fans? I'm not saying they're making up the letters in the new issues, but, who knows? So there you go, that was it. What do you think? Which ones are the real ones? Are they all real? Is it just cynical old grey, not believing that they're real? I tell you what though, it is pretty heavily censored, isn't it? If they get I'm sure they do get negative letters, but if they do, they don't print them anymore. Nope, not these days. Okay, if you watch this far, what can I say? But thank you. Arigato gozaimasu. You are a star for sticking with me this far. Hey, that rhymes. I'm a poet and I don't... Yeah, whatever. I hope to see you in a future video. Please drop a comment, as I said before. I'd love to hear from you, and I do answer every comment. So yes, see you soon. This is Gray from Wakazashi's Tea House signing off for the night with some sunshine bursting in through the curtains over there. Matane.